Does it now say recording?
It says recording, yeah.
Fantastic. Are we both in it?
Yeah.
Great. Right, so welcome to Flanders Sunday lockdown.
Oh,
13 days in, no
Yeah.
classics, yeah.
not having classics is literally taking away what I live for on a Sunday afternoon.
Especially in spring as well, because we're normally like proper building into training at this point.
It's hard training, everyone's
Yeah.
tired, you get back, you just want to watch cycling,
Yeah,
and it's not on, so...
it's sad, all day,
Yeah.
every day cycling, but yeah, so it would have been Flanders today. I went last year actually, and it was class, like probably the best weekend, one of the best weekends I've had anyway.
What would have been your pick?
I don't know, because I think we've not seen enough racing. It was hard, like we'd only watched.
There's like two classics,
Yeah.
like that were race. And
And I was starting in Mallorca when that was on, so it was
Yeah.
ages ago. But yeah, anyway, loads has changed, I suppose, for everyone at the minute. We've been getting by as well as we can training,
Yeah.
and then a few other things have gone about in the world, like you've had probably what was going to be our main target of the year cancelled.
My life has been turned upside down. I'm supposed to be in New Zealand right now, preparing for my Olympic qualification, getting points basically, and all the races have been cancelled up until the end of June. So
yeah,
now
that's
I'm back
indefinitely after that. It's,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
unlikely, but
We've been going through the calendar of both ITU races and long distance and thinking, nah, that's not going to be on, that's not going to be on. And I think realistically it's like August at the very earliest.
yeah, it's just everyone at the minute's having to cancel it one race at a time and
Yeah.
work through their own calendar and sort that out, so it's not like they can just do a blanket cancellation. But yeah, it's pretty mad that people have spent like 4 years preparing for one event, and that can be gone. It just shows like the impact and the power this has.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, but everyone's made the right decision. Like, you can't like gamble with people's lives, and all this travelling and stuff that we were doing. Like in the last race, the first and only race of the year in Mooloolaba, there were people tested positive there. So it's
The athletes wanted it, didn't they? Like I don't know anyone. No athlete was really being like, oh yeah, Olympics has got to go ahead. Like if we're not going to be able to train, it's not a fair playing field anyway. Then
that was
shouldn't be happening.
I got asked by our performance manager, asking, because he was meeting with the BOA and they had influence of the International Olympic Committee, and he was like, why do you want it to happen? I was like, cancel it. Cancel it or postpone it. Postpone would have been a better option maybe for 2 years, but maybe they'll put it'll all be right for next year. But I was thinking, just for number one, health and safety of everyone who's going to be there, spectators, officials, volunteers, athletes, everyone needs to be safe.
The scale of the event's too big. Like there's no way it could have been.
Yeah, and then also
right.
the fairness of it, like there's people in Italy and Spain who aren't allowed outside. We're fortunate enough to be allowed outside to exercise, but yeah, I think definitely the fairness of it, it's supposed to be a competition done on fairness, like everyone trains as hard as they can, and it just wouldn't have been right. And also, for a personal note, I wasn't able to do what I needed to do to qualify. Like all the races were cancelled, so I couldn't get the points, and it's never going to be ideal for any people now. Anyone trying to qualify now, they're going to have races taken away from them that they wanted to do and maybe score points for.
Yeah.
So
if they'd have kept it, it's good that they made a decision early. If they'd have kept it longer, then I suppose you're still looking then like, can I get enough races in to score the points after this curfew to then that would have just been stupid. Like people had been flying about the world all over the place.
I mean, who knows what they're going to come up with now? Like they might have to change the period of qualification. They might even bring it back from just one period. Or
when this is all done, there's going to be so much like logistical stuff like that to look at and work out. It's going to be difficult times.
There's always going to be some people who miss out, but then I think that is the Olympics anyway. There's always those people who train hard for something that they don't quite make. So I mean, it's happened to me before. I was a reserve last time round, so it could happen again, but we'll see.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Yeah, in other news, in my kind of little Ironman world, I think stuff with the PTO, if you don't know who they are, it's a professional triathlete organisation. They've been around for a few years, but they've only really started to come forward this year with like prominence and saying what they were going to do and actually implementing it. So they'd talked about organising this Collins Cup race, which was going to go ahead for the first time this year. Obviously cancelled, that's gone, right decision, but they seem to have stuck by providing a platform to keep professional triathletes sustainable, and they've stepped in and given money out early, prematurely to the top 100 athletes in the world, which is, I know, will have been a massive help.
It's a big lifesaver. For some
yeah,
people.
it's like, to me that was a lifesaver. Like, it pays the rent. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, what they've also pushed ahead with trying to buy Ironman, I think. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully, that I don't know, just gives the athletes a little bit more control, and I don't know, puts you in the focal point of it. Like we talk about watching cycling, I'm not excited to watch triathlon ever.
Yeah.
Like and even in cycling, the viewer experience of it isn't as good as something like football.
No.
They could still add more stuff in, but still cycling managed to generate revenue from.
I think cycling are good because they do get the exciting bits, and the commentary teams are absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, but I think we need to be pushing triathlon
yeah.
more towards that.
I think Super League gave it a go, didn't they?
Yeah.
But it didn't quite. It's still early doors, isn't it? But I think they should be looking at Ironman to really kind of push that area.
Yeah, it is a good testing field for it. I think in cycling they're reluctant to give a lot of on-bike data and stuff like that, obviously with it being teams and the teams having access to then each other's data, but I think in Ironman you'd have more willingness to do that, because everyone's an individual, and like whether I'm pushing 250 or 400 watts, like, does it really mean that you're going to implement a race strategy on that and beat me? Probably not. Like, it's more just for the viewer experience so they can relate to it.
I guess cycling are like, it's watts per kilo on climbs, isn't it? So
yeah,
what they need to
if
do
it's a full team, and then you can
ideas.
almost see tactics when people are doing stuff, then and it does get, because they'll be radioed as well, which is you're not in Ironman. So yeah, well, anyway, that's basically the changes in our life at the minute. We've tried to keep training as normal as possible, but it's not possible to do what you would every week.
I kind of had the idea of just kind of had my end of season break. Like, I got back from Australia a couple of weeks ago. It was like jet lagged, a little bit ill. Like, as you can probably hear from my voice, not been fantastically healthy, but I'm kind of at the end of that. And I was thinking, start again, try and build a fresh routine that I'm happy to do and can commit to, and then hopefully build through. Like, it's hard to commit and train really hard for something that you don't even know is going to happen. Like, I know people are doing really hard sessions. I'm like, I'm not really sure why. It's like, we might not be racing until, I don't know, even October, and to hold form for so long. Like, I was in pretty good shape a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't need that now, so I just rested and kind of build a new focus, really.
Yeah, it's hard to, like, I was going pretty well, but I'd not really built up to what I'd normally sustain, so I don't feel like I've pushed. I kind of just stopped building it, and I'm now just trying to keep it where it was, because I felt good doing it. So as long as that continues, then I'm sure we'll be able to get ready to race within
6
a couple of weeks.
Probably. I reckon 6 weeks is enough time if you've gone from literal base fitness.
For you, you've got a bit further to go. With like the speed stuff's harder now, because we're not running in a group where people are pushing each other.
I guess we're training for different things. So for me to be really primed for the top end short course stuff, you need a bit more time on the track, but I guess long distance, if we're just doing base training. Yeah,
it's mostly your endurance base anyway, and then not as much.
I'm actually looking at doing some long distance, because I feel like that's more realistically going to happen than the ITU.
Hopefully shocking at it. There's just one less person to beat.
I've actually stuck on some skis on my road bike, and I'm pre-aero, so watch out.
Yeah, I think we'll all be safe. No, I don't know. We'll have to just see what comes up and what's possible to race. Like, hopefully we'll get something, but if not, it's not the end of the world, is it? Like, there's more important stuff going on at the minute. So yeah. But if anyone wants to see,
speaking of more important things, I'm going to check the sausages.
Yeah, sorry, the sausages are burning. You do that. I'll sign us out. Yeah. So, where were we? We were talking about. Oh yeah, the setup we've got going on here. Oh, it looks burnt. Yeah, we've tried to keep stuff as normal as possible. Like, I don't think either of us are missing swimming. You missing swimming?
I'm not missing swimming yet.
No, we're not missing swimming. We don't really like it anyway. But we've got some bands and we've done a bit of that. And I know Tom's been doing quite a lot of gym stuff to try and replicate like some of the swim bits. But yeah, if you want any ideas, or don't know, maybe even jumping in on Zwift. I know you've been riding it a bit.
Yeah,
I'm not a massive fan, but
I committed to Zwift. I I think it's all right. I've not been doing any races because I just not very good on like my watts on the indoor trainer are absolutely shocking. So I just get beat. But I've just been doing the sessions. I did a kind of an FTP test and got pretty dreadful score. But at least it's relative to my effort of what I'm doing in sessions, so I'm working pretty hard. But it just kind of gives you something to focus on rather than just riding on the indoor trainer for an hour or 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do it without something like that. But got a treadmill now, so if you want to see who can run the fastest for a minute blindfolded or something like that, then shout us that one and we'll have a go. But
or who can the highest gradient.
Highest gradient for the longest amount of time. Yeah, but anyway, just if anyone's interested in how like we're trying to get through this, and well, just anything we can help with, then fire a question away and we'll try and sort it out. Right, let's get the burnt sausages.
Cheers.
First barbecue. See ya.